I had to repeat this again. I send my condolences to the family and friends of Kanika Jenkins. If you don't remember her last year, it was a young sister who was partying with some friends in the Rosemont area at a Rosemont hotel, and she wandered into a walk-in freezer and froze to death. You guys remember that because on the internet, within a few hours of the young woman's going missing, you had people from all around the country, mostly black women and gay males, saying that she was murdered by first it was the black guys, then it was a serial murderer in the area or whatever, and it was just a bunch of theories. And I knew when I heard the story, I said this may not end the way everybody think it is because these young brothers and sisters today, most of these young sisters party extremely hard. They get really drunk, they get high, they do things sexually that they probably have never done sober. They take chances, they travel to places, they meet up with people they barely know or don't know. And then when something happened to them, parents start yelling about my baby, they're innocent. And I'm gonna be honest with these parents tend to forget what we did when we was kids. But these kids have taken it to the next level. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying we were perfect, but we didn't go out to places where we were so far from home. We could have been stranded. We could have been attacked. We could have been murdered, or we could have been accused of something. And this is not just a black thing, but right now I'm talking about our community because more so because these young brothers and sisters don't understand their consequences, and the consequence can be them losing their lives, and the family and friends have to pick up the pieces. Now, Kanika's mother has representation, and they are suing, or at least attempting to sue, the hotel for $50 million. $50 million. Now, I know that that's an exorbitant amount of money, and some people have gone to court and have won those cases, those large sums, and some people had the sums used. They did that to use as a bargaining chip to lower the dollar amount, so they can get the actual amount they feel they deserve, or it's just someone just being greedy. And right now, I want to sort of like hold my opinion on that, whether it's greed or whether they really feel that's worth the life of Kanika. But no money is worth bringing that young sister can replace that young sister. But we have to be honest with ourselves that Kanika's death was caused by Kanika herself and her girlfriends. And I know it may be hard for some people to swallow, but you have to remember, a lot of people was invested in helping find this young woman. When they found her and they showed the video, some of y'all still refuse to believe the evidence that was stated. Y'all have to understand, and anybody who lives in a town that has a major airport or two or three know that in certain areas of those airports, if it's like of a major, especially a major city like Chicago, because Rosemont is the suburb of which they was in. It's out just a few miles, depending on what direction you come from. It's just outside the city limits of Chicago, okay? But she and her friends lived on the west side of Chicago. And if I'm not mistaken, they lived around the Douglas Park area, around the Mount Sinai Hospital in that area. So they closer to downtown than anything. And they could have went to Cicero, Berwyn, Riverside, Maywood, what's the other one? Forget the other suburb. Westchester. They could have went anywhere to go to a hotel party or a motel party. But they went out to Rosemont because I don't know how people feel that we got to run out to areas that more whites frequently live to have a better time. But then people need to remember that they got the rooms off a stolen credit card, her girlfriends. So one, that's strike one. Strike two, they had illegal drugs. And they just didn't have just weed. They had prescription drugs. What they did was, these kids do now, these young adults, they get any like aspirin, Advil, whatever prescription drugs they can find, or when they can go buy over the counter, they put it in a bowl. And they take it they eat it like Skittles to give them a high. And they don't realize they can kill themselves like that, but okay, fine. They went out there and got weed and they drinking and everything. They disabled the smoke detectors. And if you go back and remember that video, how they was talking about the guys were telling the females in the room to calm down. They was the loudest ones. And let's be honest, these young women party harder than some cats. I'm just being honest, some dudes. We don't want to admit to that, but I remember in high school you had one or two girls that were just buck wild, and the other was to step back and look at it. That ain't flipped over the last 20 years. That's why you watch the news and you be like, how they not these young women keep falling for that trap? How do they keep going off disappearing? How do they get these cults and stuff? Because they think they're smarter, they're mature, and just because, and let me be crass for a second. Just because you got tits, just because you got hair on you, you know what? Don't make you mature. You physically mature, but not mentally mature. Just like I would say to the dudes, just because you got head down and you know what, just because you got some facial hair and your voice dropped, don't mean that you mature. Now, like I said, I can understand the mother missing her baby. I can understand the pain. But what they did was they turned on the people that was helping them. Their brother Andrew Holmes. This brother lost his own daughter, I think a year before this incident happened. His daughter was living in Detroit, and she was shot by a random bullet. And this dude goes around the Chicagoland area. Him and there's another woman that goes with him, but he goes everywhere on his own dime, helping out, trying to help. It doesn't matter what community it is. He goes to help. But when it's the black community, he makes sure he puts himself out there. And the family turned on his brother. Because they said, you go watch the video and you let us know what happened. And it's obvious that the young woman was intoxicated and she wandered into a walk-in freezer. And if you guys that worked in the fast food industry or a dine-in type casual restaurant, those things get cold. The refrigerators are already cold, but the freezers are extremely cold. You can't stay in there too long. People need to understand those are industrial size coolers and freezers. And if she was high, 9 times out of 10, she was already warm. She was intoxicated. She was in a relaxed mode. When she opened that she thought she was going on an elevator or going out, exiting the door. By the time that door closed, she was out of it. She couldn't see because every one of those refrigerators have a knob you push. If you can't get locked in there. Only way you get locked in there if somebody breaks that inner knob. Okay, it glows in the dark. Okay, the freezer is failed. You can't get locked in. It's just no way. The freezer has a knob. You push against it. I guarantee you, she was so out of it, she didn't see it. Or if she tried to, she couldn't. Her eyes are probably out of. She was just out of it. And plus, she was warm and she was dizzy and whatever. And after a while, she sat down, and her body temperature started to drop. Then she went to sleep, and she froze to death. Everybody like, well, look at her clothes, they dirty because she laid on the floor that people walk in. Of course, she's gonna be dirty. But I had told y'all way before the autopsy came out what would the scenario be like, because I worked in the quick service industry, and you'd be surprised what people are doing in these places. I worked in the hotel industry for a while. You'd be surprised what people do in these places. You'd be surprised what people leave behind. You'd be surprised how young they are. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. These young females think that they can manipulate the system and they can do things, but her friends let her down. These girls, these young women should have a pack, girl. Don't get too buck wild, girl. We ain't gonna go out here and get too crazy. We don't know these dudes, or these dudes might take advantage of us. If they would have thought that, Kanika would have never wandered down the way she did. Go back and watch that video, folks. She was seriously intoxicated. And now the mother want to hold her hotel responsible. I'm going to be honest with you. If I was the hotel owner of that company, I would fight. And they can push back. Now, maybe they may not. Because remember I told y'all last year, I said it's a PR thing. Remember they offered to pay for the young woman's funeral? I don't know if the family accepted or not. But if they did accept, the hotel said, wait a minute, we offered to do something. That wasn't our responsibility. She was an adult. Nobody told them to rent a room illegally and get intoxicated that way. Remember, they disabled the fire alarm. That you had to really be a smart ass to say, I'm going to go in here and disable this system. But at the same time, the hotel said we don't want to be accused of being racist by throwing them out. Because sometimes our brothers and sisters, they say, when they go places and they screw up, well, because I'm black. And we do that. We have to be honest. And sometimes by doing that, we negate our actual struggle. Now, if the hotel knew that saw that she went down there and nobody did anything, which nobody knew, because like I said, she took the elevator all the way down to that lower level. This is Kanika, because they can easily go back and say, well, you know what, Miss Jenkins, your daughter came here with her friends with a stolen credit card. They had a party where they had illegal drugs and stuff. And her friends and them didn't stop her. And then make it so bad, her friends, they found the keys, and they took, instead of waiting, calling the Rosemont police, saying our friend is missing, her car's still, they drive the car back to the mom house. Think about it, there's a lot of things that her friends and them did that was messed up. And I'm telling you, if this company decides to fight, they're going to play nasty. Now, just say for shits and giggles, the family do win. I hope to God this don't be something that a lot of families do. Like, oh, my child mess up, I'm gonna go sue who's ever around. Because technically, if she's gonna do that, they need to go after her girlfriends because they let her down. Because first of all, why would they drive this girl's mother car? They not. I mean, come on. But y'all didn't have the decency to go say hey, our friend is missing. Let's call the police because it's force reserve around there. Now, what if somebody had her out there raping her and killing her as they spoke? But they say, you know what, we don't want to get in trouble, so we're going to ride way back to the city and say, we don't see Kanika. There's a lot of people that's to blame. But when they turned on the very people in the community was helping them and start attacking and then start marching and doing, because they was recently, around the time of her death, they was down there, and I think some part of summer they was down there or up there, depending on where you at. And I'm not saying that the family shouldn't be angry or be hurt, but when you sit there and say you're gonna drop you're gonna do a $50 million lawsuit, and then everything that's in the public domain that we already know, some videos and stuff, they already out there. A lot of people gonna say y'all bought into conspiracy theories. Cause remember they blamed the police department for covering up. You have to understand something. They up there near the airport. Y'all remember 9/11? Cameras everywhere. I had a acquaintance that worked in that area. And then I had an ex-girlfriend that worked in the area. I'm telling you, they got cameras watching you. And I said, if I'm not mistaken, that hotel has a contract with the government. MEPS, men and women, that go in the military. They go through the Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Army. They stay there before they can fly out to their destination. Now, that was when I went in. They could have probably lost that contract, but I remember in the surrounding area, there's cameras everywhere and police officers rolling up and down that street. If I had a party got out of here, fuck that trying to be secretive shit. Hey, my girl, my guy, we can't find him. Did you see anybody fit the description? Hey, can you look around the premises? They could have, but see, they ain't thinking. They was thinking for themselves. They want to cover their ass. And Kanika, she put herself in a situation where she was so out of it, she didn't know where she was at. That's why when I hear about these stories, these young women claiming they raped and victims, they may have been a victim, but you put yourself in harm's way. Now, I'm not hating on this girl or her family, but I want y'all to use this as an example of what you shouldn't do, and be careful. Because here it is, you got police officers who've gotten caught doing crap red-handed, and families never sued and never got the justice or the money they deserve to come to them. So this is going to be a difficult one. Now, like I said, the company might say, hell with it. We might just lose this amount of money. But I don't think they're going to pony up $50 million. It just ain't no way in hell. And a lot of people say, well, they don't have to get it. That's just something the lawyer and them throw out there so they can negotiate. But they may not negotiate because they said a lot of negative things about the people in the hotel, and I'm pretty sure that hurt their business. I'm telling you, the hotel got a damn good lawyer. They can vilify this young woman and her family. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if the Kanika's mother lawyer released this to the media or the hotel, but either way, it's gonna be a tough one. And then again, they might just settle outside of court for a quiet settlement and going to be done with it. But I just want y'all to understand, to these young women, when y'all go out to these hotels, motels, and y'all partying that hard, and y'all not in your neighborhood, or you try to be slick and not let your family members know, you're putting yourself in harm's way. This is why when y'all hear me and others talk about the whole thing with Bill Cosby and these other dudes, a lot of them being sued, and you say, what did these women do? Like you listen to the Bill Cosby thing, and I have to give an example because this could lead to stuff like this. I went with Bill Cosby, and he gave me something. Okay, you're an adult. You know, at a young age, got to take everything you see, especially when you get old. That's just common sense. Okay, fine. Well, he's a celebrity. That don't mean anything. They can be just as sneaky as anybody else. And then I just felt my body go numb, and I was sitting there, my eyes open. He did this to me. Okay, why didn't you go to the police? Why didn't you say something? Go to the doctor. But then you said, well, I went back to him again and again. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's not rape. That's a relationship. Y'all having kinky sex. If y'all was intimate. Because we don't know if it's true or not. But now they claiming victimhood. Or you got some young women that go out, whether they black or white, go out somewhere, don't tell their family who they dating, where they at, and then they disappear. And then years later, or days or months later, you find remains and stuff. Remember, Alice and Matt, they had a sex cult. They had a cult. They was taking women was leaving their family to go with a cult, and it was branding these women. Remember the lady that was jogging 2 years ago? And then then somehow they found her. She said she was kidnapped. Now we don't know how true it is, but if she was jogging. You know how like some people, like especially white people, but white women especially like to go jog in isolated places, and then they disappear, and families out there searching, they come across a body. Yeah, you have to be responsible. You have to be thinking that, hey, at any point I can be in danger. I mean, don't be paranoid, but be aware of your surroundings and what people can do. Just because somebody smiles in your face don't mean they're a good guy or good gal. Just because you live in a nice part of the city, or you assume it's a nice part, don't mean you're safe. Or the same for the suburbs. And it might be even worse for the suburbs. False security. Excuse me. I keep telling, this is why I do these type of commentaries, because you need to be educated. Some people need to be educated, and some people within our community are not properly educated. The parents don't give these kids scenarios. I remember my mother and father said, "You need to know your way, how to get back to your house. You need to know how to get help." I give you an example. That young man in Detroit, excuse me, that young boy. He's not a man. He's under the age of 15. But the young boy, or 16, I forget now. I just say 16. He's under 16. He was new to the area because his father's military. And a lot of people don't understand active duty. A lot of times you move from post to post. So if you have children who are not well accumulated to the area, they're not going to know where to go. I know people say, but he should know better. He wasn't aware of the area, and his father was. I think his father was overseas or on duty somewhere. Excuse me. So he missed the bus. So he figured he'd try to walk to school. Well, he got lost. So what any human being does, they say, common sense, let me seek out somebody that maybe help me. Well, he's in a residential neighborhood. That means it's homes. He wasn't in a commercial area. He was in a residential. So he said, let me take a chance that maybe somebody be my home. He rung the doorbell. He didn't hit nobody when he wasn't breaking in. He wasn't pulling on the door. He rung a doorbell. And a white woman saw a black kid. She spooked, racial bias, yelled, somebody breaking in the house. Her husband grabs the gun, which any man would do if he wanted to protect his family. His wife got him in trouble. He went out there with a shotgun and chased and fired at that kid. Now, that boy could have got killed just for just doing a thing that most human beings would do. You get lost, you ask somebody where to go. But you know, a lot of people said that's black. He should never did. He brought on himself. Wait a minute, you're black. I know white folks are like, yeah, he probably was up to something. Yeah, but no, you had black folks saying he should never said anything. I'm like, this is why we get hurt, because we pick the wrong time not to actually help, or we don't use common sense. Now, some can argue it can be like Rakia McClendon or McBride. I forget, it was a McBride, McClendon. I forget her name. I apologize. I'm pretty sure somebody will correct me and tell me in the comment section. You remember she was the one that was in the Detroit area, and she was out with her friends. She got high, and she either totaled her car ran out of gas, and she was looking for help. And she wandered into a neighborhood that was notorious for being anti-black. And what did the guy do? She just run the doorbell, knocked on the door. He went and got a shotgun, blew half her face off. Remember that? So people can use that argument saying maybe because of that you shouldn't get help. But see, this is why I say you don't put yourself in harm's way, where you have to get to that point where you're vulnerable, where you need to ask for help, or you're trying to do things in a toxic like state, or diminished capacity, I should say. No, I don't wish any ill will to this young woman and her family, but we have to be honest that her friends put her in that situation, and Kanika herself put her, even her family. Because maybe her mom told her she didn't listen. But the thing is, her mom knew she was going out to party. Let me tell you something. I know once somebody get over the age of 18 or 21, you can't tell them. They're adult. You can't tell them what to do. They figure they're grown. And I know I was the same way when I got 18, 19, 21. I'm like, you can't tell I'm a grown man. I've been taking care of myself for a minute now. But if you still live at home with your mom, and you ain't taking care of yourself. You still under mama's thumb. And that means this young woman didn't have the responsibility she should have. I guarantee you, if she was living by herself, she probably went that far. But again, you never know. And I'm not saying that everybody of a certain age or a certain level of maturity don't screw up. But to go party that hard and then be that intoxicated, when you watch the video, I told you, y'all would follow me since then. I told y'all from the start. That's why initially I didn't do a commentary, because I figured it out even before the coroner came out with it. Just like when that Freddie Gray thing, I told y'all it was a rough ride. If you ever had any experiences or have any observations or don't remember certain events, yeah, you'll be oblivious to it. But the family asked for $50 million, and it's being reported on the news. And the first thing you go on the different websites, people like, "Oh, it's not about that's about the money." And then they say, "You remember how nasty the family was to Andrew Holmes and the other people that was out there?" And they eventually said, "Yo, it was a tragic accident." And the family got angry, and some of the supporters. Sometimes you gotta pick our battles, folks. But then again, like I said, the hotel might say, we'll settle for some undisclosed amount of money just to keep them from bothering them. But then that sets a dead dangerous precedent, because now hotels are going to have all these strict ass rules, and a lot of black folk are going to catch hell behind this. Cause I know y'all going to say, well, here it comes. I'm going to tell you what they're going to do. They're going to say, y'all remember that young black woman that they found in the freezer? Yeah, it was her negligence, her friend's negligence, that got her in that situation. But they sued the hotel, and the hotel settled, or the court system made them pay whatever the outcome may be. It's not going to look good for the hotel. And now anybody does anything on the property, they're going to say the hotel's responsible. If you listen to how the lawyer presented, the hotel's responsible. Hotel's not responsible to police people. Hotel's not responsible to tell you how to carry and conduct yourself. They just think that's a given, that people who are adult age will know not to come into. I mean, don't get me wrong. We know people party in hotels, and it's not just a black thing. But since there's a young black woman that died, that's what I'm talking to. Now, if this was my business, I would fight back. I'm like, no. We offered to pay for a funeral that we wasn't responsible for. Well, you should have had the area blocked off. Why would I block off my business? Because somebody didn't know how to conduct themselves. You're punishing me. This is why white folk and others always run to the defense of corporations. Because one day they hope to be a business owner. They don't want to be sued for somebody else's negligence. Now, if the hotel just said, well, fuck it, If they had no cameras in them, then they could be responsible. But you guys, we don't know if she wandered down there or she was brought down there. We don't, or the hotel was dismissive of it from the start. The hotel was hey, we do every officers need. We do everything the family want. And I know when they went down there, and the police went down there, and the police, of course, they're gonna use deductive reasoning. You have to. Okay, she was at the hotel. Okay, what floor is on? Let's check the cameras. Let's check to see if did she walk past here? Did she do this? Did she do that? They said, okay, let's search the whole hotel, top to bottom. And then out there, they found out inside. They said we gotta do it like maybe a 5 or 6 mile radius. They may be that's a long distance. You don't sound long to you, but 5 or 6 miles. Let's see around a radius around this hotel area. See we see her body or any signs of foul play. And they did that, but because we don't think about what's involved in policing, they ain't doing anything because a lot of police departments left a bad taste in a lot of our mouths for many years. So I get the family skepticism. I get part of the community skepticism. But I told y'all that this young woman was intoxicated. And I know people got mad at me. Why you ain't doing a video about it? And then when I told him, he was like, no, you wrong. I said, watch what happens. Watch out what they do. They're going to find out. Why did let her body stay that long? She froze. She had to literally thaw her out. Like I said, if you never worked in the quick serve industry, y'all ain't never been in those walk-in freezers. Shit, it don't. You can't. You within seconds. You like you been. Ooh, it's cold. Just imagine being intoxicated and you can't think straight, or you trying to, and you try to get out of there. After a while, she got relaxed and she went to sleep because her body was still warm. Anybody ever been drunk or got high off weed or something, or ecstasy or something, your body is warm. You feel warm and tingly. That's why when they say when you're sick, if you or something, give them like something like a shot of brandy. When they say when you're sick, certain of a cold or something, or even when you take cold medicine, you get that warm, tingly feeling over your body. Just imagine if you high and you ain't came off that high yet. And you saw how she was walking. But the people that sat there and put out them different conspiracies, I mean, it was a large majority of black women. And I said, y'all gonna well up, y'all gonna hurt this case more than anything. And let's just say for shits and giggles that somebody was down there already, or somebody went to another, I mean, whatever. If something happened to her, you guys, by going out here making conspiracy theories, throwing shit out, anything the family did, anything they said, law enforcement said, they wouldn't be believed because of people putting out all these different scenarios. All this foul play. Remember at first, they was maybe the brothers in the room, and I said, them guys are the ones telling them the chicks to chill out. The guys didn't right. And then some of the people claimed to be her friends, they scattered. They probably had information. They didn't even go to the police. Police was asking for them to come help them with the investigation. You know what they did? They said, fuck Kanika. So there's a lot of things that about this whole thing just stink. But now the family them looking for money. And like I said, everybody's litigious to some point in this country. We live in a society where people like to sue. People want revenge. They want restitution. I get it. But sometimes you got to sit back and say, maybe it's not. This is a battle that I may not be able to win. But then again, the mother might got a lawyer that know how to finagle it, and if they get something out of it, I don't begrudge them of that. But I just think that it's in some way sends the wrong message. My adult child put herself in harm's way, cost her life. Now I got to find somebody to be responsible for it. I'm just saying that I really do think that this can go a different ways, and it may not look good. Like I said, just a major hotel chain. I don't know if that's a franchise or not, but that's a known name. They might say, wait a minute, we didn't cause this woman's death. If they got one of these smart ass lawyers They can argue that. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. When they went after the people that was helping them and just turned on them, it left a bad taste in a lot of people. The media, when they saw when the family and them was going out and the mother was going out to Mr. Holmes, the media stopped even talking about it after a while. And the family was out there protesting for a minute. They like, yeah, whatever. Like I said, my condolences go out to the family and friends of Kanika Jenkins. But we have to talk about responsibility, folks. We're gonna have to talk about it. Whether the hotel is responsible or Kanika and her family or their friends. And I'm sitting right now, Kanika put herself in harm's way. Her girlfriends let her down by trying to be slick and not say, "Hey, we're in the hotel. Our friend Keys, the car's here." Because common sense would dictate that she had to be in the hotel or in the area somewhere. Excuse me. This is why I tell my sisters and my female cousins, younger, oh, be careful. Y'all gotta be careful because y'all at the mercy of society a lot of times. Cause like I said, a lot of these women think they can bat their eyes and pout their lips and stick out their ass, and they think they can get away with stuff or nothing gonna happen to them. This is why a lot of people don't have sympathy when we hear about some of these things. Cause think about it, and I won't direct this towards the black community especially. When you hear about white young adults or teenagers doing dumb shit, what are the first things they say? Did their parents teach them anything? Common sense. Why would you go there? Look what that guy went to that island just a few weeks ago, trying to impart Christianity on a group of people who don't want any contact with the quote unquote outside world. What did we say? He brought it on himself. Did we say that because he was non-black and some of us not sympathetic? Or because Kanika is black, that y'all want to be more sympathetic as well. See, I look at it all the same. You put yourself in harm's way, there may be dire consequences. And like I said, I want to make sure I clarify this. I am not taking pleasure in doing this video. None of my videos, to be honest with you, I'll take that back. The ones where I see white racists get their ass handed to them, I love those type of things, those videos. But it's just to see this young girl lose her life had so much promise. But it's not worth it, sisters, to go out here and party to that point where you're so intoxicated, anything can happen. And ladies, y'all keep talking about y'all victims. Y'all gotta take responsibility. Because I can understand this is the 1920s and y'all didn't know no better. But even in the 1920s, they knew better. You see too many TV shows, too many documentaries, too many news stories of people, these young ladies going places and it's disastrous results. Meeting up with people, disastrous results. And then the family's left over to pick up the pieces. Because the mother right now, she's aching for a child. But at the same time, the mom didn't do right. I'm telling y'all, they turned on people or start accusing people of things they shouldn't have been accused of. And those sisters out here on social media, World Star, YouTube, whatever, y'all put a lot of paranoid conspiracy theories out there. And I just told y'all from the start, I said, what y'all saying, y'all making it difficult. The family ain't gonna be, they're not gonna be seen sympathetic. I mean, I'm telling you right now, just some of the stuff don't smell right to me. And like I said, that 50 million, that might be a ploy for the lawyer saying we'll start with the most outrageous sum of money. And then again, you might be able to get 50 million out of them. You never know, depending on how the company is and how whether they willing to fight it or not. And then they work down to something that's reasonable or what they perceive to be reasonable. But if I was the owner of that hotel chain, I would fight it. Because these people were at age, they made decisions and they knew what they was doing. Now, people will say, that's kind of cold. I ain't being cold, I'm just being honest. Because if you had a business, do you want somebody to blame you for somebody else's carelessness? Think about it. You got a business and you're thriving and you're making money, and somebody come on your property and you trust enough to be on your property, even though they paid, and they still doing something, and then something happen, they get hurt or get killed. Now they want to, family want to sue. You're like, wait a minute, I didn't tell them to go out here and do this. Nobody told them to do that. And they said, well, they should have kicked them out if they was doing these things. Yeah, that's easier said than done. That's easier said than done. If you don't want the negative press, or you want nobody saying they discriminate because we black, white people in there be partying, doing stuff, and they do. But if they sue, they ain't going public with it. If they sue, so like I said, I, I, I can't say I wish the family luck in a lawsuit, because as I said before, in my personal opinion, this young woman and her friends put themselves in a precarious situation, and her friends let her down. Cause remember, the police are still asking her friends to come forward and tell us what you know, and the family wasn't mad at them. They tell you they wasn't just sister's friend, or they probably even know her. They're like, I ain't getting involved in that. I ain't going down like that. That code of silence shit is killing our people. But I'm gonna say this to the young ladies out here, whether you're in the burbs, whether you're in the so-called black urban community, whatever, predominantly black area, y'all gotta keep your head on the swivel. You can't go places and party that hard and don't know where you at. You don't know if you're coming or going. Take responsibility for your actions. Family, take responsibility.